There we go. All right. I think we're back now. Yes, I think we're live. I think we're good to go. Sorry about that. I yes, I think we're live. Yep, I think we're good. The audio. Okay, we're good. All right, so we are back. Sorry. I am as I've said a number of times, I am not good at this. But I do it because the people over at GM Games have given me an outlet to do so. So here I am. But yeah, I'm going on vacation in a couple of days, so I'll be traveling to Boston Wednesday. Getting out there on Friday, well, Thursday sometime. Leaving Wednesday, getting out there Thursday. Going to a Red Sox game Friday night. Looking forward to that. And then I'm coming home on Tuesday. I leave Monday, come home on Tuesday. So, yeah, I'm doing pretty well. Doing pretty well. So at any rate, this is the first time we've been back in 3 weeks. Last couple of Sundays, I had other things that required my attention. I had a couple baseball games that I had to call. So I just wasn't able to get here and do that. And I won't be streaming next Sunday, so I wanted to get this one in here tonight. I probably won't be doing very many videos next week. I have a couple queued up for the beginning of the week, like for Monday and Tuesday, and then I'll probably record a couple of videos Monday and Tuesday to try to get me through the rest of the week. But I probably am not going to be streaming a ton or posting a ton of stuff this upcoming week. At any rate, if you're new to the channel, my name is Aaron. You can see there, Out of the Park Baseball 22 with the Colorado Rockies. This is year 12 with the Rockies. We started in 2021, and we are now in 2033. And you can see it's been a pretty successful run. First couple years, we were under 500. First year over 500 was 2023. And then really since then, we've been one of the best teams in baseball. We had an 81 season in 2025, but 400 win seasons, 99 wins, 96 wins, 91, and we're 39-18 right now through. Yeah, thanks, Random Task. I appreciate it. Yeah, I am giving myself a break. Initially, I was going to stay in a hotel, and I was going to bring my mic with me, and I was just going to record from the hotel. Like, what the hell else do I have to do at 11, 12 o'clock at night when I'm home for the evening? So I was just going to record videos in the hotel room. But a buddy of mine asked me if I wanted to stay with him and his family, so I'll be staying with them. So I won't be doing any recording from their house. But yeah, you'll get a break from me for a week, or at least a live break for me. Like I said, I'll be posting some stuff, but no live videos. So let's get in. We've been going for, I don't know, 6 or 7 minutes now, and we haven't started. So yeah, we are 39-18 through June, or through the end of May, I guess, the beginning of June. It's been interesting. Offensively, we've been kind of as expected as the Rockies. Our pitching staff hasn't been great, and our defense has been atrocious. So at the end of last episode, we made a deal. We picked up, not Danny Fisher, we picked up Drew Bowser from the Arizona Diamondbacks. He's going to play third base for us. Very, very good defensive third baseman. And we traded Sal Stewart and some other players, not necessarily prospects, but Chris Tarasco is a 2.5-star 27-year-old who was in our minor league system. He was in high A ball. What happened there? It's not where I wanted to go. Let's go here. Let's go to the trade log. We'll just do it this way. So Sal Stewart was the big piece, and Stewart for us was signed this year, next year, and then a team option for the year after. He had been really, really bad this year. He was 70 OPS plus. Defensively, he had been terrible. So we were able to get out from underneath that contract. Tarasco, like I said, was in high A ball. Willie Amend was a 24-year-old, 1.5, 2-star starter. Camaro was a half-star pitcher, and then Josh Eichacker, who had sort of been passed on the depth chart by some other players. So we sent those 5 players, basically, to Colorado to get Drew Bowser, specifically for his defense, which was, we don't necessarily need the offense, but if he can help us defensively, that'll go a long way. So the left side of our infield now defensively is fantastic with Bowser and Victor Acosta at short. The right side, not so much. Federico Ramirez is not very good at second base, and Danny Fisher is not very good at first base. Outfield, we've got Powers in left, who's a replacement for Chris B. He's getting the job done, 372, 428, 550, or 520 so far on the season. Center, we've got Drew Jones, who's still a very good defensive outfielder, and then Luke Lito is average, slightly below average out in right field. So, actually, he's been pretty bad this year. So defensively we haven't been good. Offense has been pretty good. Pitching staff has been meh, but we're still 20 games over 500, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. Bullpen has been okay this year. It's 6th right now. It's usually a sore spot for us, but so far so good. So let's just get into it, and let's start the sim, and we'll see how far we can get. So we win 9-4. Good start to the sim there. Lito with 2. He's had a great year with the bat so far. 348, 15 home runs already. Aguilar, who is probably going to be our starting third baseman next year. A couple of hits, home run, 3 RBIs. Satterfield goes 5. He can't really pitch much more than that with his stamina, but I feel like he's wasted as a reliever with the 5 pitches, the stuff, the movement, and the control. I mean, he screams a starter to me, even if he's only able to go 5 or 6 innings every single start. So we'll just keep throwing him out there, and hopefully that stamina will improve. Newton gives up a couple runs, but the bullpen holds it down, and we win. It's a good start. Everybody watching football tonight, I've got the Bears on in front of me right here. Literally just finished watching the Patriots and then came up to my office and got set up for this. Jones finally has a nice game, 4 for 4 homers. Fisher hits his 17th home run. He's been great. Danny Fisher's been fantastic. 17 home runs, 56 RBIs in 56 games. He's been real good. Sorensen gets the start, only goes 5. Bullpen does a nice job. Norman, who was a starter last year, we've made a stopper this year, and he's done quite well. Quite well. And final game against the Cardinals. 10-3 win. Good start to this episode, this stream, this whatever you want to call it. Bowser has 2 hits, 2 RBIs. Acosta, 3 hits, 3 RBIs. Aguilar gets the start at first. Rocker picks up the win. None of my starters are going deep into games, but that's okay, I guess. Aguilar homers Acosta, and I want to bring Acosta back. I know, I wouldn't be, he's asking for $20 million or something. I wouldn't be averse to signing him to this kind of contract. But I know as soon as I do, he's going to get hurt. You would watch football if it wasn't impossible. The NFL TV packages are more restrictive than MLB's. Yeah, there are ways to watch football. But yeah, you're right. You are absolutely right. And it's been like that forever. I mean, I remember back in my younger days when I sold TVs at Circuit City, one of the biggest selling points we had on DirecTV was, if you want to watch the NFL, or if you want to watch out-of-market NFL games, the only way to do it is with the NFL Sunday Ticket. And, I used to make a lot of money selling satellite TV to people who wanted to watch football. But yeah, I would love to bring Acosta back. I don't think that contract is all that restrictive, especially given how good he's been. But with him being wrecked, I'm confident that he's going to get hurt at some point. But yeah, defense is just ridiculous. And offensively, he's been fantastic as well. So 3-0 this month, 42-18 through 60 games, 500. You're kidding? Is that, you mean $500 for the DirecTV or for the service? Because I know the service used to. I don't know how they do it now, but the service used to be you pay $40 a month, and you could pay like $170 and get the Sunday ticket. Is it? I don't know if it's the same way, if they've changed the way the equipment works, the season. That's crazy, because I don't care. Like, the only football team I want to watch is the Patriots. So, like, I pay for MLB TV and I pay for NHL.com. Hey, Breeze, what's going on? But I only pay for the single team packages, because the only teams I care about are the Red Sox and the Bruins. So I pay like $80 for the year for each of them, and I watch just those games, because that's all I really care about. 3 games at Chicago against the Cubs. $400, and then you have to get the DirecTV. Crap. Okay, so Race Peoples comes back from injury, pitches 9 games for us, and goes right back on the DL. That ain't good. Well, we won again, so let's figure out who we're going to call up, and then we'll look at the box score. It's probably Aparicio time, I guess. It's only pitched 1 game in AAA, but is there another pitcher down here that would make more sense? Probably Miles at this point. Oh, yeah. I think we call up Miles. And I guess Aparicio's, he's got to go on the 40-man at the end of the year anyway. But all right, so who's our closer now? I guess we go back to Provolone. I guess we'll go to Provolone as our closer. Norman as our stopper. You pay $80 for MLB. That's the single game package, right? The single team package, I guess. The $80, unless I'm getting ripped off and they just didn't tell me. I'm doing okay, Breeze. I'm doing okay. It was a good weekend. My youngest son turned 6 tomorrow, so we had a birthday party for him today. Then I watched some football, was disappointed by the outcome of the football game. Now I'm streaming, and then Wednesday I start a 15-hour drive to Boston. So that's what's going on with me. Oh, you buy it really? So you sit out the first month and you get it for like, what is it? Because it's what, like $130 for the year or something like that. So you get it for 33% off. Gonzalez pitches well. Powers with a home run. And we're 4-0 this month. 4-0 this month. We did just lose our closer for the year, which sucks. So we will be keeping an eye out on the trade block for another bullpen arm. Another game against the Cubs, our first loss of the month. Another loss. You pay Pats fans in shambles. I'm not in shambles, man. They just got to hold on to the damn football. Mac Jones looked really good. The defense looked fantastic. They just gotta hold on to the ball. Just gotta hold on to the ball. So we lose 2 in a row to the Cubs. It's fine. You pay $90 for the single team package. Multi-team package is $140. Yeah, that's what I pay. It was $80 or $90. I couldn't remember exactly what it was, but I knew it was $80 or $90 because I've been doing it for like 5 or 6 years. So it just, it auto does it every year. So I just get the email in, March of every year that they renewed my package for me. So 3 games at home against the D-backs. We win. And there we go. See, I told you. I knew he was going to get hurt. All right, so we win this one 7-5. We go 4 in the top of the first. Rocker goes 3 innings. Bullpen does okay. Jones homers twice. That's nice. He's starting to come around. No, the average is still under 240. All right, so now we got to figure out something with our shortstop. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't just a fumble. It was a couple of fumbles, and it was also not being able to finish off a drive. I mean, they had 3 drives of at least 14 plays and at least 70 yards, and all 3 of them ended in field goals. And that's just not going to get it done. If one of those ends in a touchdown, they win the game. So, I'm disappointed that they lost, but Mac looked good, and they got the Jets next week. So if they come out of next week 0-2, then maybe I start to get a little concerned. But considering the Bills also lost, I'm not too terribly crushed about it. I think Mac looked good. The first couple drives, he looked a little tight. I think he'll come out next week, and he'll be fine. So look at this. We got a 12-game lead on the Padres, 32-32. We're 44-20. Keep going. Packers were real bad Rogers got pulled. I don't know when it was, but Jordan Love got into the game. Packers were real bad. All right, so we win 9-3. Ramirez 4 for 4. Jones 2 hits, 3 RBIs. All right, it's starting to come around a bit. 41 RBIs in 62 games. He's back on pace for 20 and 100. And that OPS, that WAR is way down, and the OPS plus is way, way down. But I think, or I hope, he'll be okay. Bowser with a couple of hits. Callahan with a couple of hits. Satterfield, there we go. Satterfield gets the win. 5 1/3, 4 hits, no runs, 9 Ks. Good stuff. See, I got 2 days of work left, and I've already mentally checked out. It's like how much, how little can I do over the next 2 days and get away with it. So we walked this one off in the bottom of the 9th. Lito, for some reason, is batting 6th. Has a couple of hits. Jones 2 more hits. Powers hitting 372. What do you think, Random Task? Is he an acceptable replacement for Chris B? I think he is. Gonzalez goes 7. He's pitched a couple of good games in a row. Yeah, 2 really solid outings in a row for Gonzalez. Speaking of Chris B, he was in that deal. How is B doing? He's doing pretty damn good himself. 355, 405, 540. You didn't get to look at making dinner. What are you having for dinner? At Philadelphia, first game is a loss. But knowing me, probably not. So we lose 2 in a row to the Phillies. You're really mean to me. And I sit here and I take it, but you're really mean to me. He's hitting pretty damn well. He's in 368, 421, 539. I mean, that's a good season. Oh, and he's hurt. Look at that. There we go. Excellent. Crap. So we've lost 3 in a row now. Started the season 4-0. Then we've gone 3 and 5 since then. So let's see how long he's out for. We win 6-5 and 10. Jones 2 more hits. Satterfield doesn't go long enough to get the win. Or I guess he probably would have. Yeah, he would have if Haas didn't come in and suck it up in the 6th. Sullivan picks up another win. Win's a win. Yeah, contact up to 100. Ugh, crap. 13-1 loss. And, son of a... Okay. It's all right. It's all right. We have like a 15-game lead. We can survive it. Fisher 3 for 3. It just means Rule's going to start every day, and his contact is just as good. So, and of course, he's going to end up getting hurt too, but, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So how's Bowser doing defensively? Well, offensively, and he's 55 OPS plus isn't getting it done. Defensively, he's been good at third, so that works out nicely. Denny gets the win, and we got to call up an outfielder now. Or do we? Do we call up? How many outfielders do we have on the roster? 4. And we guess we can call up anybody. We can call up anybody. Callahan we signed as a minor league free agent. I think we're going to call up Callahan. The rest of these guys, yeah, we just filled our minor leagues with a bunch of mid-30s players, like, 32 and 33-year-olds in Double-A. I'll call Callahan up. Do I watch? You don't think you've ever seen it that high except when using commission? What are you saying? See, again, you're implying, man. I don't appreciate that shit. I didn't touch him. Yeah, his contact is 100. I do watch the NBA, Crispy. I'm a Boston sports fan through and through. So I've got my. Can you see it? Can you see it in my? Yeah, I got Garnett right behind me. So I'm trying to look at the computer here in front of me. But yeah, I got my Kevin Garnett jersey. Yeah, I am a Boston sports fan through and through. So Patriots, Celtics, Red Sox, Bruins. Even though I live in Chicago, I am a diehard Boston sports fan. I always will be. My father-in-law has tried to sort of sway me here over the years. I've lived in Chicago for over 20 years now, but yeah, I am a Chicago sports fan, or a Boston sports fan rather. All right, so what do we got to do here? We got to put Rule in left field. Padilla, I don't have anybody who can play center. Crap. Callahan's really good defensively. I think I may have gotten out over my skis with this one. I probably shouldn't have called up Callahan, and now I can't send him down without exposing him. So it looks like Padilla is going to get some time in as the backup center fielder, which wasn't anticipated or necessarily wanted, but that's fine. Yeah, we're also super left-handed. That was an overreaction on my part, to say the least. He's having his jersey retired this upcoming season at some point. I'm not entirely sure when. March, maybe February, March, something like that. I don't know if I agree with it. I mean, he obviously was the key member of that 2007 team, but the Celtics tend to retire everybody's numbers, and they've got like 30 retired numbers or something like that. You don't think I use commissioner mode? You've never seen contact that high. You've seen power that high. Contact over 70 is a rarity on the 2080 scale. Yeah, I mean, I like the 1 to 100 just because you get a little more flavor. You know, you get more variety in the 1 to 100 scale. So, of course, now he's out for 6 weeks, so it doesn't matter. But let's play this 3-game series against San Francisco. That's nice. An 8-0 win. Padilla 3 for 4. He was one of our Rule 5 guys. We had just a crazy offseason. We picked up Rule, signed him for $1.25 million. We signed Padilla in the Rule 5, or picked up Padilla in the Rule 5. We picked up Cabrera in the Rule 5, and we picked up Aguilar in the Rule 5. So it's just a crazy Rule 5 for us. And that, I think Cabrera will likely be our starting second baseman next season. I really like the contact and the eye and discipline out of Ramirez, but Cabrera's a little better defensively, I think. I mean, they're both pretty bad, but additional power here out of Cabrera, I don't know. Well, we'll see how it goes. That's a next year season. You looked up NFL Sunday Ticket. They let you buy it outright for $400 for the season without a DirecTV contract, but you have to be outside their service area. What do you mean, outside of whose service area? DirecTV's? Because that's satellite. How would you be outside of their service area? You live on the moon? Or are you talking like outside of the team, like you can't get like, you know, you want to watch the Bears, but you can't watch the Bears. What do you mean? Where are we going? Game 2 against San Francisco. That's not where I wanted to go. I wanted to go here. 12-6 loss. Final game against San Francisco before the All-Star break. And then we'll take a look at another loss. So what are we this month? Yeah, 10-8 this month after a 21-8 May. Let's look at the All-Star games. Look at this name. Platon Papathanasiou? Thanasau? Holy crap, he's good. This could be the best starting pitcher I've ever seen. With the stamina, the extreme ground ball, 98 to 100, this could be the best starting pitcher I've ever seen in this game. Yeah, I use AT&T as well. Wow. That's really friggin' good. All right, who made the All-Star team for us? Mitchell Sorensen, 8-2, 3.62. Joe Sullivan, not a surprise there. Danny Fisher, not a surprise there. Lido and Rule. Okay, so we had what, 5? 3 offensive players and 2 pitchers? Yeah. Rule, Lido, Fisher, Sullivan, and Sorensen. Cool. So 5 All-Stars in 2032. Prospects. Any prospects? prospects. No, our prospect pool is not great these days. That's a Hall of Famer. Yeah, I agree with you. I think you're probably pretty accurate. If he can, I mean, if you look at his numbers, it's not like he's been great. 31 and 33, 4.36. I mean, he's gotten better over the years, so he obviously wasn't this pitcher when he started. His overall when he was drafted was a 63, 64? Oh no, that's just his movement. Oh, okay, so he's always been a 4.5-star prospect. He just peaked right away. Yeah, he looks unbelievable. Unless he blows out his arm. You think he retires his number in March? Yeah, like I said, Breeze, I thought it was April or March. I couldn't remember exactly when it was. All right, so we got to get through this month, and then we can get into July, where all the fun stuff happens. Unless he blows out his arm. That is an OOTP thing for sure. So National League defeats the American League 8-7 in the All-Star game. Lido goes 1 for 4. Rule goes 1 for 2. Danny Fisher played catcher, because of course he did. Why not? Sullivan got the win. All right, that works. KG was an important factor during the late 2000s, but he wasn't that great when he was on the Celtics. He was a big offensive. Yeah, I think, when he came to Boston, his role was different, right? Like, he didn't need to be the 25 and 12 guy that he was with Minnesota. He could be that secondary or tertiary scorer behind Pierce and Allen. And then he was that guy, he was that defensive guy that made that team so good. So, yeah, I think he deserves it. Given the way the Celtics retire numbers, like they retired Danny Ainge's number. Danny Ainge was part of those great teams, but wasn't the guy, So, I think given how they retire numbers, it makes sense. But yeah, he was good. He was good. All right, so we get Acosta back. So I think because we're not going to be able to just send him down. Yeah, he refuses to be demoted. He's 32 with some value. Let's see if we can get a bullpen arm for him. $25-year-old Sale. He's trash. It's going to be a bunch of bad pitchers, isn't it? Yeah, I'm going to end up DFAing him. And that sucks. I would have liked to have kept him in the minor leagues in case somebody got hurt. He'll likely get claimed here. But that's okay. Where are we going? Injuries. Get Acosta back up. Get him back in the lineup. Oh, game started. I didn't realize that. Didn't even realize the game had gotten started. Acosta in at short. Padilla. God, he's bad defensively. These guys, we're not good defensively in the outfield. Really, at all. Has to be good if the Celtics retire his number, seeing as he doesn't play. Random task. We're talking about Kevin Garnett. And I think you know that. So anyway, let's keep going here with the rest of June. 3 games at Washington. Christman, Gentile, and Molina. We lose. So that's 3 losses in a row. And we win. We lose Drew Jones for 4 days to a broken nose. He went 4 for 5, and he breaks his nose. Rocker goes to 6-6. All right. Allen and Pierce. I don't know what's going on with that. It's pretty crazy, but there was a picture. KG posted a picture on, I don't know if it was Instagram or Twitter or whatever, but it was a picture that was like, it was 15 years old. It was from that year. And it was the big 3. It was all 3 of them. And then I don't know, Doc Rivers maybe. It was either Doc or Rondo or somebody. And when he put it on Instagram, he cropped out Ray Allen. Yeah, that was the cropped out pick. Yeah, so I don't know if that beef has ended, to be honest with you. I don't know where it came from. But yeah, I don't think it ended. At this point, you think the Celtics retire player numbers who were important? Yeah, that's exactly what they do. They retire numbers of players who weren't really great, but that were important to the team. And in that respect, it absolutely makes sense to retire Kevin Garnett's number, 100%. There we go. We win. 12-1. Oh, man, my nose is itchy. Hang on a second. Ugh. My office, man. My office is terrible for my breathing. What are we doing? All right, so we're looking at goals. He's upset with our progress, even though we've won back-to-back World Series. We've won 3 out of 5. I don't know what to do with him. Drew Romo signed. Oh, he's still a free agent. He's still a free agent. What does he want? Yeah, sure. Why the hell not? I'll give you a major league contract. Yeah, absolutely. He wanted like $13 million last year, so we just let him go. Now he wants the league minimum to come back for half a season. Absolutely. Any beefs that ended sports history from beef to friends? Rondo beefs. I love Rajon Rondo. I would have loved to have seen him come back to the Celtics. I was always a Rondo supporter. We got to bring all these guys back. So bring in Drew Romo back on the league minimum. Will make our owner happy. Chris Weatherford, top 100 prospects. We still have nobody there. Let's look at the box score, and then we'll look at the prospect list. So Rule is hitting 380. I think that was well worth the $1.25 million we spent. Padilla with a 3-run homer. Fisher homers. Briones homers. Doesn't want to be taken out of the lineup with Romo coming back. Someone's getting sent down, though. Denny picks up his 7th win. And let's look at the prospect systems. We're towards the bottom now, right? We're 17th. We had a lot of prospects, no real high-end prospects. Moncada's 43rd, Cabrera's 49th, McElfresh is 59, Real is 69, Nice, and Powers is 77th. Chris Paul. I like Chris Paul. Chris Paul is going to be able to hit that elbow jumper when he's 80 years old. You know, that's just the way he goes. Game 2 against Milwaukee. And we lose Game 3 against Milwaukee. We win. All right, so we signed Drew Romo. So now what do we do? I think we send Callahan down. I mean, I would have brought Romo back last year if he had agreed to the minimum, and then Callahan would have started in the minors anyway. So we're send Callahan back down, and Drew Romo will come back into the roster, and he will become our starting catcher. I mean, no complaints there. I wasn't expecting that to happen. I was not expecting to be able to sign him for the minimum. There's a superstition that Rondo cursed CP3 and he may never get a ring. What, cursed him like voodoo, like witch doctor stuff? Or like he was a curse because he played with him or something? I hope it's the voodoo witch doctor thing, because that would be awesome. You know, like you see Rondo sitting in a hotel room with a Chris Paul voodoo doll, and he's, you know, poking it with pins and stuff. Like, to me, that's awesome. We win this game 10-2. Jones 3 hits, 2 RBIs. Rule 3 hits, 2 RBIs. Ramirez 3 hits, 2 RBIs. Sorensen 12 strikeouts, 9 and 3. And he's somebody we have to re-sign. Where are we financially? We have $51 million now. Sorensen wants just a friggin' ton of money. For a 29-year-old, I can't do that. I mean, I would love to bring him back, but I just can't. I can't. I don't know. I mean, am I comfortable with that? 4 years, $120 million. That's the same contract we gave to well, Giolito's was 3 years at $30 million. I don't think he's going to take it because he wants 9 years or whatever it was. But I would be okay with that. I don't think he takes it. Yeah, he's not interested in that. So we'll just have to keep an eye on it and see how we can do going forward. So, all right. Last game against Miami, last game of the month, and then we have international signing. Another loss. Player development in June. Satterfield continues. His stamina dropped. That's not what I wanted. It's going the wrong direction. Newton better. Gonzalez better. Cabrera got a lot better. Bowser got better. Reynolds got better. Who's a nobody. Grimes. None of those guys are important. Steve Morgan. No. Meh. Some of these guys are okay, but they're a ways away still. Batter of the month in the AL, Cody Bellinger, now with the Angels. In the NL, it is Mike Rule. They should have gotten a ring this year, frankly. That Phoenix team was a lot of fun to watch. AL Pitcher of the Month, Chris Young. NL Pitcher of the Month, Maddox Bruns. Rookie of the Month in the AL, Kuniaki Hatanaka. Okay? Kuniaki Hatanaka. Jaden Jones, NL Rookie of the Month. And we are at international signings. So let's do that, and then we'll take a look at stats. Ugh. Okay, so the top 3 are all pitchers, and none of them are particularly good. Mr. Clean, Javi Carataccia, 6'4", 190 pounds. Thomas Arellano, extreme ground ball pitcher, awesome stamina. David Gallardo. I think we're going to go after Arellano. Better movement. The control isn't there, but he's only 16. The stuff's not there. Carataccia is the better pitcher for sure. All right, well, let's see if we can sign the better one. There's no guarantee we'll be able to, but we'll see. Charles Barkley's guarantees went up to a 99 overall this postseason. What do you mean? What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Breeze? So we're 12 games up still, 52-30. Every other team in the National League West is under 500. Still have the best record in the National League, second best record in baseball. Lito's third in the National League in hitting. Fisher second in home runs, first in RBIs. Lito first in OPS, Fisher third. Sorensen second in wins, second in strikeouts, third in WAR. He's only going to get more expensive as the year goes on. The Dahl thing would be funny, but during a regular season game, there was a brawl. I think I remember that fight. Well, it was like 3 or 4 years ago, right? And it wasn't that long ago. It was like 3 or 4 years ago. The round mound of hot takes. That's Charles and oh, good, Norman's hurt. 4 months. Damn it. Barkley and Shaq are, they're out there to, for the clicks. They both just try to one-up each other with the ridiculous hot takes. I don't really put a whole lot of credence in anything either of them says, to be completely honest. All right, so we're going to call up Cole Winn for now, I guess. That's gonna hurt. Do we make Sullivan the stopper? Because he's been that good? But he hasn't really been that good. Only 0.4 WAR, 4.8 FIP. Who's been our best reliever? Look at that. Our 5 best pitchers have all been our starters. I guess that makes sense since WAR's a counting stat, but... Yuck. guess we don't really go with a stopper now. We go with Provolone as the closer, Smith as the setup, and it's time to look at the trade block because we've got some injuries. Lob City Clipper Days. Yeah, like I said, I think I remember that. All right. So really anybody here is better than what we have, but I'm not going to make a deal, you know, I'm not going to trade for somebody just to... Like, I'm not going to give up anybody of real value. Oh, yeah, Ben Guess on the trade block, making $9 million for the Tigers this year. Just for shits and giggles. Of course, you would have to retain the entirety of Mr. Guess's contract. Nobody, okay. Because offensively, we're fine. I don't think we need to do anything there. I mean, Carrillo would be a nice pickup, but I don't think... I mean, he's cheap, so I don't think that... Yeah, they went Denny Gonzalez or Sorensen. Okay. So we'll hold off for a few days. We'll get up closer. We'll get through the draft. I think it was when CP3 was on the Rockets. I mean, that would have been, what, 4 years ago? 5 years ago? Something like that? Because he only played for OKC for, what, 2 years? Did I watch? No, I watched about an inning and a half of the Red Sox White Sox today. Today was all football for me. I watched about an inning and a half. I was at Friday night's game, Friday night's game. I was at Friday night's game. Miles, long relief, Win, long relief. All right, let's get up to the draft, and then we'll figure out what we're gonna do. You're trying the suggestion of listening to this while watching Sunday Night Football. Well, Bill Dozer, I appreciate that, my man. I've got the game on in front of me as well, watching the Bears losing to the Rams 7-0. Callahan's going to oh, I didn't mean to put him on the 40, man. Damn it. Just going to have to waive him now. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you hanging out. The Rams getting rammed. I'll tell you, if you guys want to watch, speaking of the Rams getting rammed, I don't know. Do you remember? I mean, I don't know how old all you guys are, but I mean, you've all heard of the Super Bowl Shuffle, right? Everyone remembers the Bears Super Bowl Shuffle. I want each of you to open up a new window in your whatever browser you're watching right now. I don't want you to close me because I want you to leave me up so you can come back afterwards. But I want you to open up a new browser, and I want everybody to do this. I want everybody to watch this at the same time. Open up a new browser and look up Ram It. It was a song that the Rams put together back in the mid-'80s, and it's, excuse my language, it's fucking spectacular. So go to YouTube and look up Ram It, and then watch it, and then come back here and tell me what you thought about it. It's a masterpiece. It's an absolute masterpiece. So yeah, go do that. Go do that, and then come back. While you're doing that, I'm probably going to trade Tyler Callahan for a bullpen arm. Yeah, there's something, Random Task. They really are, but Ram It is my favorite. Ram It blows the Super Bowl Shuffle out of the water. It is unbelievable. I love it. Anyway, who do we want to trade? So Santos isn't bad. Good stuff. Bad movement, and he's an extreme fly ball pitcher, which won't work in cores. Who was it that I was looking at? I saw one pitcher that looked interesting enough. Where was he? It's this guy. Hansel Cuevas, a 29-year-old, hasn't really gotten an opportunity in the big leagues. He's 29. Good stuff. Movement controller, okay. Fastball, slider, changeup, ground ball pitcher, sure. Hansel Cuevas. It's not a trade you would make. It's a trade I'm going to make. And we'll just leave him in the DFA page for 10 days. You've never heard of Ram It. Well, you'll thank me after watching it. So we win 4-3. We score 2 in the 9th. Gonzalez goes 7. Haas with the win. Provolone with the save. Another game coming up at Miami. Sounds like Macho Man by the Village People. A's want to send us Camilo Doval. Getting Mathis, Escudiero, Roberts, and Skeggs. I mean, I'm not above picking up Doval, but not for that. I mean, first of all, he's got to come off the list. He was a 9th round pick in 2028. He's only 22. He has to come off the list. All right, so they'll make this deal. Will you retain? Okay. All right, perfect. So we just pick up a couple of bullpen arms for virtually nothing. You've heard the what? You've heard the song, what, Ram It or Macho Man? I mean, everybody's heard but you're a kid. Yeah, Macho Man would have been way before your time. All right, so we got a game against Miami. It's another win, 7-1. So Carataccia wants to go to the Braves instead. So let's look at Arellano, see if we can sign him. Just offer him the 5. I don't care. We haven't signed a player in like 3 years. So Jones, a couple hits, average up to 260, so he's coming along. Romo with a 3-run home run. Drew is back, 1 for 7 with a 3-run homer. Denny improves to 8-2. And my nose is still super itchy. Good old 240p resolution. Yeah, I mean, it came out, I think it was 85. I mean, that was one of the year, 85, 86, somewhere in there, because the Rams were in the playoffs that year, too. It was one of the years they got steamrolled by the Bears. It's so corny and awful, but I love it. All right, so we got 3 at home against Oklahoma City. And we lose 5-4. Game 2. Game 2 is an 11-5 win. Mets had a song in 86. Was it about cocaine? I mean, that's what I would assume, right? Look at the top of our lineup in this game. 2 RBIs, at least, for our top 5 hitters. Sorensen picks up his 10th win. Game 3 against OKC. Another win. Okay, so we're 4-1 this month. Rule 2 more hits. Jones had a couple hits. Lito had a couple hits. Ramirez had a couple hits. Acosta had a couple of hits. Rocker goes 6 1/3. Doesn't get the win, but doesn't pitch badly. And we are going to have to make a decision here on Cuevas and Doval pretty soon. Carter Smith continues to be bad. I just don't understand why he is as bad as he is. I mean, his ratings suggest he should be a decent pitcher. He's just been awful for us. Awful, awful, awful. All right, we got a couple days before we got to make a decision. The New York Giants had one apparently in that same year, because I think the Bears went through the Rams, the Giants, and I think the 49ers in that 85 season. I could be mistaken. All I know is that they pistol whipped my Patriots in the Super Bowl. All right, so where are we? We have, 3 games against Atlanta. Then we're on to LA and 49ers, Raiders. Really? In the late 80s, yeah. I don't know what it was about the late 80s, but it's just, prime for that kind of really just bizarre, I don't know what you want to call it, but Fisher, 26 home runs. Denny goes 8 shutout. And we got to do something with Cuevas. I can put him on the 40-man and then send him to AAA, right? Yeah, okay, perfect. Let's do that. Let's reset our minor league system. And then Doval is going to have to go on the big league roster tomorrow, and I'll cross that bridge tomorrow. Yeah, anyway, Ramit's my favorite one of those songs. The Patriots in 85 had a song, it was to the tune of the song Leader of the Pack, and it was called The Leader of the Pats, and it was about Raymond Berry, and it was just terrible. It was just absolutely terrible. So we lose 2-1 and 11. All right, so now we got to do something with Doval. So who goes down? Is there anybody that can just go down? Win has to clear waivers. That's fine. I don't care. He can clear waivers. And we'll bring Doval up. We will make Doval our setup man. We'll move Carter Smith out of setup, move him into long relief or something. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. All right, so we signed Ariano. I don't suspect that he's ever going to be great, but he's only 16. If the control develops, if the stuff develops, he's an extreme ground ball pitcher with good stamina. I mean, he could be something. He could be nothing. Who the hell knows? The NFL was trying to appeal to kids so they didn't have to worry about another USFL. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I enjoyed the USFL. I love watching, like if you watch like those, like Sports Illustrated used to put out, like you buy Sports Illustrated, you get like the blooper, the VHS blooper videos, and it was always like unlicensed, so it was all USFL talent, like it was all USFL games. You never saw like any NFL stuff. I loved it. What are we doing? We have a couple games left before, or I guess one game left before the draft here against the Dodgers, a terrible Dodgers team. We beat them 2-0. Rocker, 6 2/3 shutout innings. That's nice. Fisher hits his 27th. And it's time for the draft. We are picking 28th. And they think we are going to take Jared. I mean, if he falls to us at 28 with that power, I'll probably take him. He's not a center fielder, but with that power, I very well could take him. So let's get into the draft. Oh, wow. Look at Jimmy Slack. Oh, except he's not a starter. He's a reliever because he only has 2 pitches. All right, auto pick. Let's start with pitchers. I always start with pitchers. Pitching potential. Frank Alward. Meh. Jacob Viles isn't bad, but that stuff concerns me. Cianci, no. No real good pitchers here. Yeah, if Slack had a third pitch, man, he'd be fantastic. But as it is, he is he's a two-way player. I mean, very good two-way player. I mean, he could play... With that range, he's probably a third baseman. But he could also play center. That might not be a bad pick later on. Let's see who's available for offense. Jerry Brown. The Rams did not have the same enunciation that the Bears had. Well, it looks like the Rams did theirs like over the course of a day. It didn't look like there was any real production to it. It was, hey guys, stand in front of the camera and these are your lines. So we got Chris Hanlon, who has potential 100 contact. He's not a shortstop. Hurst is available, so that is probably going to be the pick. And he'll be a left fielder. Garrett Kanemitsu. Good defensively, decent bat. What do you guys think? I prefer Hurst. Even as a left fielder, I prefer Hurst because of the bat. Kanemitsu is also, well, he could probably play center field with that range, but he's likely a corner outfielder as well. But he's a much, much better defensive player, has very good speed. The bat isn't as good. I prefer Hurst. The Rams one looked like bad lip reading before. Yeah, right. Exactly. I prefer Hurst. There really isn't anybody here. Maybe Alvarado. Ooh, Alvarado. 21-year-old. A middle infielder, second or short with those ratings, maybe third base. So I'm Alvarado, Hurst, Kanemitsu. What do you guys think? Did we look at Hanlon? Hanlon, good contact, but that's it. And defensively, he doesn't really have a position. Like, I wouldn't play him at first with these offensive ratings. And defensively, he's not good enough to play short. I like the bat, obviously, but right now I'm leaning towards Alvarado. Yeah, the eye's terrible. Yeah, I mean, he's, if the contact doesn't develop, if he ends up at a 70 contact, this is a waste of a first-round pick. Yeah, I'm leaning towards Alvarado. You'd go Hurst. That's who the AI wanted me to take. I mean, 81 power, that's hard to pass up. He just doesn't do really anything else. He doesn't really run all that well. He doesn't field all that well. High greed, low leader, low loyalty. Alvarado's the same, though. Low leader, low intelligence. Although he's 21, and that contact is a little concerning. Well, so is Hurst, but Hurst is only 18. You know what? I think Hurst is probably the pick. Alvarado isn't a good hitter, and you can find defense later in the draft. Yeah, you're probably right. With Hurst being 18, he's more likely, I think, to hit these numbers. So Jared Hurst will be the pick. He's a switch hitter, which I like. Only wants 900K, which is good. So we will go with Jared Hurst as our first pick. And Alvarado is still there with our next pick. So there you go. I think that's probably the pick. We'll just take a quick look at some of these other guys, though. Amato's no good. Eden, no. Let's look and see if Jacob Viles. Loyalty, adaptability, work ethic, but looks like a decent pitcher. Has some good offense. I mean, he'd be a two-way player. Hurst splits. I mean, as an 18-year-old, does it really matter? But we can look. Where are we? Where is he? Right there. I mean, he's going to be better against righties than he is lefties, but, right now they're just terrible. So what do you think? Second round pick, do we go with a Viles, who would be a two-way player? With a limited ceiling, good stuff, good movement. The control's kind of meh. Has 4 potentially good pitches. 2 of them are already pretty well developed. Or do we go with Alvarado? Aviles has no stamina. Did I miss that? Oh, yeah, thank you. Good catch. Random task. Always looking out for me. Always looking out for me, random task. Jose Mustang Alvarado is going to be our second round pick. Here we go again to the 4th round because we didn't have a 3rd round pick. Dave Woods, ground ball pitcher, 22 years old, not nearly developed enough. Let's go here and see if we have any pitchers that are actually hitters. Hanlon over. Was Hanlon still there? Hanlon over to Aviles. Was Hanlon still even... Was he there with the last pick and I just missed it? Rob Gregorich. He's got a good bat, but nothing else. Birchfield, no. All right, let's go to pitch potential. Let's start looking for some diamonds in the rough. Dave Ricketts, really. Let's see. Mike Paley? Dylan McDonald, no. Oh, this is a disappointing draft to try to... Oscar Croxton. Again, no stamina. No stamina. If his stamina was higher, he might not have been a bad pick. You got Macho Man stuck in your head. Well, you did that to yourself. I said nothing about Macho Man. I just told you to watch Ramit. Alex Zapata has 6 pitches. But he's bad. Let's do it this way. Let's go to all players. Maybe there's a a batter who's actually a pitcher. And there's Gregorich again. Gregorich might not be a bad pick. He could double as a two-way player. Fastball, an undeveloped curveball, pretty decent bat. And that range hurts me in right field, but we've kind of hit some garbage here really, really quickly. Let's look for catchers, fielding stats. He's equally as bad as everybody else. I guess I can't be that picky at this point. Everybody is pretty bad. Yeah, I think that's going to be our pick. Where is he? Rob Gregorich, a 21-year-old out of the Colorado School of Mines in Golden, Colorado. All right, let's move on to the next pick. Freddie Napolitano. I kind of like him. I mean, the contact is terrible, but it's good defensive. Low work ethic. I wish that work ethic was higher. Wish the work ethic was higher. Birchfield? No. Bad draft. Bad draft. Rob could be in pitch interview. Yeah, I mean, the bat was good enough, and it looks like he'll be an average bat and an average pitcher. So, I mean, I guess you can't be too terribly disappointed with that, given where we are in the draft. Yeah, there aren't even really any pitchers that are hitters either. That's a bit of a disappointment. Skylar Shermer. I think we're going to take Napolitano just because of the speed and the defense, I guess. I'm not really expecting much out of him, but gap power's already developed. If the eye and discipline and the avoid Ks end up around here, I mean, he could be a decent backup outfielder maybe if he gets some work there, but, it's a crapshoot at this point. Top school in the country for return on investment according to... Really? I can never tell if you're being serious or not. I mean, that sounds like a real thing, but who the hell knows? Jeremy Hostetler, there we go. A reliever that we will turn into a corner outfielder. That works for me. Oh, assuming he's still there, and he is. You're serious this time? Well, that's an interesting factoid. I appreciate it. Rams are up 10-0 after 1. And this is what you get when you go with Andy Dalton instead of Justin Fields. The ceiling is just, and I'm going to go on a NFL tangent here for a second. That's what you get when you go with Andy Dalton. Your ceiling is just limited to how good you can be. With Justin Fields, they may finish 5-12, but they could also finish 11-6. They don't win more than 8 or 9 games with Andy Dalton as their starting quarterback. So it's only a matter of time. It was a stupid decision to go with Dalton, and if they get blown out by the Rams here tonight, it's going to be ugly in Chicago. Not that I listen to Chicago sports radio, but it will be ugly here tomorrow if they get blown out tonight and Fields doesn't see the game. It will be ugly. Yeah, and they're driving again. Yep. They're going to be up. Yeah, they're on the 32-yard line. Sony Michel, the former Patriot, setting up to the right of Matthew Stafford, which sounds really weird to say. All right. Do I even need to go after? I mean, do we just auto-draft at this point? Just make sure I didn't miss anybody here looking at my individual pitches. I think we'll take this guy. High loyalty, high work ethic, high intelligence. He's from Schaumburg, which is right down the street from where I live. He's got 3 good pitches. Sure. And he's a lefty, so who the hell knows? All right, that'll be the last pick. I'm going to let the AI do the rest because the rest of this draft is Draft is pretty garbage. All right, let's negotiate. Let's sign all these guys. They all want less than slot, which is fantastic. We got to find that one reliever and make him a left fielder. Yeah, team history, draft. And I don't remember who it was. Hostetler? Yeah. Let's make him a left fielder. And he becomes a 2-star left fielder. Woohoo! All right. All right, so we are 58 and 33. Trade block. Trade block. Wander Franco on the trade block. He's not the same Wander Franco, but still looks to be pretty good. Garrett Crochet. He's fragile. Raffy Devers, not the same Raffy. Like, I shouldn't say he's not the same Raffy Devers. He's 35 years old at this point. I mean, what do we really need? Anything? I mean, I guess that's the... Here comes another touchdown inside the 5. So let's look at the team real quick. Let's look at the team and figure out if there's anything that we genuinely need. I mean, I guess... I mean, offensively, we're fine. We don't need anything offensively. Defensively, I think we, huge step up with Romo behind the dish, although the offense just continues to get worse, and this is why I didn't re-sign him last year. Even the defense is starting to slip, but that's fine for the year. He should be okay. Maybe we need a defensive... I think we need an outfielder who can play defense. I mean, I think that's really going to be the thing, although we do get... we get Powers back in 3 weeks, which takes us right up to the trade deadline. And that would give us 6 outfielders, which we don't need and can't really do anything with. My hands are a little tied when it comes to our roster because we can't send Cabrera down, can't send Aguilar down, we can't send Padilla down. So we can send Ferguson down if we make it if we upgrade our backup outfield. But then what do we do when Powers comes back? Do we potentially try to move one of these 3 guys? You'd say that's the same Wander Franco on pace for 8 WAR. Was he really on pace for 8 WAR? Well, I mean, yeah, he's hitting 347 this year, but if you look at his stats, that is not the Wander Franco that... If this was the end of his career, Tampa fans would have been disappointed with it. Absolutely, they would be disappointed with these stats if this is what he ended up as. So, maybe an outfielder, but again, what do we do with that outfielder once Powers is back? And I don't even know that there's anybody here. Fielding ratings, outfield range. Like Hector Soriano is not bad, but he's not so much better than Powers. But I don't want. I mean, he's making $3 million. I don't want to pay him for that. Christian Robinson might not be a bad backup option for the next 3 weeks. I mean, he can certainly play all 3 outfield positions. I'm not giving any of these players up for him. So let's go down into our list of middling prospects and see what we can part with. Here, you want Quintanilla? Okay, so that'll do it. So we just got to find another 2-star player or something to add to it. Greg Melvin. He's actually not terrible. He's only 23. I don't think I want to trade him. Trade for a backup outfielder, and then trade the backup outfielder when Powers comes back. 40 WAR over his career, so he gets 6 more WAR over his next 5 seasons. It's respectable, but people, I don't think Tampa fans are looking for respectable. I think they're looking for something greater than that. And that's just my take on it. I could be completely wrong, but he's expected to be a superstar. There we go. We'll go with Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson and Hector Cantanilla for Christian Robinson. He'll be our backup outfielder for the next 3 weeks. And then we will see what we need to do at that point. So let's send back down Chris Ferguson and designated for assignment, Christian Robinson. Let's get him in the lineup at all 3 outfield positions. Better hitter against lefties, I assume, right? Oh, yeah, I mean, sort of. His splits aren't terrible. But I'm fine with Rule, Jones, and Lito as my starters, and then Robinson can be. And I think what I'm going to do is this. So we'll put Robinson as the backup. And then he will be the defensive sub in left field. I think that probably makes the most sense. People who expect any prospect to be an automatic Hall of Famer as a 20-year-old are just insane. Yeah, I mean, that's a fair statement, but that doesn't keep people from doing it all the time. You know, I mean, someone comes up hyped as the number 1 prospect in baseball, and people are expecting great things out of him. That's just the way it is. All right, we'll play a couple more games, and then we will go back in and look for another bullpen arm, because I wasn't crazy about the names that were there. So game 2 against the Dodgers. Another win, 5-4-10. Jones up to almost 270. That's nice. Padilla hits a home run. And Robinson comes in to play defensively in the outfield. Perfect. Satterfield struggles. Ooh, he just hasn't pitched well lately. Yeah, 3 bad starts in a row. And that stamina, I think ultimately he's going to be a reliever. And that really bums me out. Because a reliever with 5 pitches, 4 of which are plus, it's just a waste. That sucks. All right, well, maybe he'll put on some stamina in the offseason. I don't know if that's a thing, but maybe it is. We lose to the Dodgers. 3 games against the Padres now at home. Trade proposal from the A's. Radiel Martinez. I think he pitched for us all the way back at the beginning of our series. Yeah, 22, 23, and 24. He pitched for us. He was good in his first year with us, and that was it. Hasn't been bad this year with Oakland. That 1 stamina, I'm good. We win 7-4. Yeah, I mean, I think Bulldozer, I think that's probably his end spot. You know, so maybe we try to trade for a starter and we make Satterfield sort of that stopper and get him out there as much as we can. That's not a bad idea. Romo with a couple of hits, couple of RBIs. We'll take a look at that here. Denny goes 6. Haas gets the win. Provolone gets the save. All right, so let's take a look then at yeah, let's do that. Look at some of these ERAs. This is just friggin' terrible. My God. Okay. All right. Trade block. Starting pitching. Pitching ratings. All right. So we got Saul Gonzalez. Don't like the movement. Good control. Good fastball. Making a lot of money. Mr. Guess. Let's try again with Ben Guess. Acosta Denny. No. Just no. Shut up. Real's 21. He's starting to come along. I'd rather not move him. You'll have to do better if you want to strike a deal. I'm trying. Yeah, and that doesn't change things at all. They really want one of my best players for Ben Guess. I'm not going to give you one of my best players for Ben Guess. So, no. All right. Trade block. You like your idea better? Yeah, well, if that was a thing, I could do that. If that was a thing, I could do that. Luzardo's on the DL. I don't get this. Why would they even put him on the DL? Or why would they even put him on the trade block? He's out for 9 months. His contract is up at the end of this year. Don't be dumb. Owen Recker. It's 13-0. Well, they held him to a field goal. I guess that's something. Cole Baker. 5 good pitches, extreme ground ball, good stamina. I mean, we could slide him into that 5th spot. Good stamina, extreme ground ball pitcher. I don't think he'd be a bad 5th starter. He's pitched okay this year for, I guess, actually, it's weird. His ERA plus is 121, but his WAR is negative. Let's see what it would take to get Cole Baker. More than I want to give you, at least initially. So let's, again, start with Bono, or Bonnet. There's a sucker born every minute. What are you talking about? Are you talking about me? Are you talking about the Bears? What are you talking about? Mathis, I think his time is done with us. Would you take Bono and Mathis? All right, well, let's submit the offer and see what we get a couple of days. Regarding the IL. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. I understand. All right, game 2 against San Diego. There's a win. We're almost there, so they just want one of the multiple players we have in the minor leagues. You want 34-year-old Greg Jones? Sure. You can have 34-year-old Greg Jones if I can find him. Is he in Double-A? Is he in Single-A? Oops. Where is he? Where is Greg Jones? Seriously, where is he? Where is he? Let's go back to the mail. I know there's other ways I can do this, but he's in AAA. How did I not see him? Is he hurt? No. Am I just friggin' blind? Tell me you guys don't see him there either. Greg Jones. He should be right there. I don't see him over here. Wait, yeah. Mail. It says he's on the injured list. Oh, God damn it, I'm an idiot. Yeah, there he is. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm stupid. But I think you probably knew that by now. But if you want Jones, can we do this? Yeah. So I'm just dumb. That's the long and the short of it. I'm just dumb. So we win 3-0 here. Lito has 3 hits. Bowser has a couple of hits and an RBI. Sorensen picks up his 11th win of the year. His contract demands have gone up. So there's that. Game 3 against San Diego. Another win. And they accept the deal. So Kevin Mathis and Greg Jones for Cole Baker. It's fine. they're leery of him, but we have enough. I think we have enough positive. We've got Romo, and then we've got 3 leaders. I think we'll be okay. And if we start playing like shit, I'll just get rid of them. All right, so who goes away? I mean, take your pick. Everybody's pitched like trash. Chris Hawes, you've been awful. I can't. Yeah, well, I mean, I can turn left. I looked over when I said you guys don't possibly see him, right? And then I looked back over and realized that I was just dumb. So, I have this set on relievers. Derek Zoolander. I don't want any of these players. Like, I don't even know why I'm looking at this trade block. Like, I know I'm not going to want any of these players. I mean, they're just all bad. If this guy was on a minor league contract, I'd probably take him just because he can play defense, but I don't want to put him on my 40-man. Just trash, man. Trash. Is there anybody that are there any prospects that we want to move? And usually that's what you get when you shop now, and that's, I understand that. Let's try that. 1 man, 5 syllables. Are you still talking about Derek Zoolander? Or are you talking about me? Tony Polanco, meh. Yeah, I think we've made the moves we're gonna make. You know, we'll probably look at the trade block again as we get right up against it, but I think we just DFA Haas because he's been terrible. I hate to DFA those ratings, though. I mean, good fastball, good slider. He pitched in 78 games a year ago. All right, who's been our worst pitcher? Of course, it's been Haas. High leader, high work ethic, not a bad teammate. It comes down to who do we want to keep? Do we want to keep Miles or do we want to keep Haas? Miles got a little more flexibility. He's got the stamina. Oh, I guess they both have stamina, but Miles could potentially step in and start if we needed him to. Derek Zoolander, gotcha. So Miles could step in and start if we needed him to. Haas is the better. Well, I mean, not this year. I think we just DFA Haas. I think it's just we just do it. And then we move Baker onto the team. We get Satterfield out. We put Baker in the 5 hole. We make Satterfield our stopper. And emergency starting pitcher. And we're going to have him come in the 7th and close. We're just going to pitch him until his arm falls off, I guess. And when we make him a reliever, his stuff goes to 100, which is no surprise. He's got a 100 screwball. Come on, a starting pitcher. Miles' ERA is about 3. Yeah, but he's only pitched a handful of innings. He was in the minor leagues most of the year. So he's only pitched 5 innings for us. And he's another one of those pitchers that we drafted early on in the sim and just has never come through. I expected great things, or not great things, but I expected good things out of him because he was an extreme ground ball pitcher and we're going to have to do this for one more game because Satterfield was scheduled to start. I wasn't expecting great things out of him, but I was expecting good things out of him because his control was like a 90 when we drafted him. So, all right, well, let's get through this game, and then we'll get Satterfield out of the rotation. We win 6-3, and I put win on the DL or on the 40-man again because I'm a dum-dum. Satterfield gets the win. Of course he does. He goes 6 innings, which is like his longest outing of the year. In the outing before we pull him. Whatever, it's fine. Edward Sullivan, Provolone. So now we can go here. We can make Satterfield our closer or our stopper. Emergency starting pitcher, 7th and close, and we'll go like that. So what else happened in this game? Dia had a couple of hits, or at least had a hit and a couple of RBIs. Hit a home run. Christian Robinson got the start. Okay. All right, so we're comfortably in the lead here in the National League West. I think things are backyard baseball special pit. Yeah, the guy with the 100 screwball. I mean, a screwball pitcher in this game is rare. To find a screwball pitcher with that has a 100 screwball, that's crazy. 9-4 win, 5 RBIs for Fisher. Ramirez might be on his way out the door sooner rather than later. Average is down under 300. If he's not hitting 330 or 340, he doesn't have a ton of value. I mean, 2.2 WAR, 91 OPS plus. Defensively, he's been decidedly below average. Let's just look. Okay. And we got him as a Rule 5 guy, so the potential exists that, we get something for nothing. Ryan Dennison, I hate that movement. I don't want to just keep trading for relievers. That's just dumb. I wonder if this game accounts for the wear and tear on your arm for the screwball. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Chris Kiger. There we go. I mean, that feels like a decent deal. Let's see what else is available first. 25-year-old starter. That would then allow us to flip that guy that everybody hated that we just picked up, which is a little weird, but, you do what you got to do, I guess. Kevin Kirkpatrick. Marquise Dixon, no. Pat Casey. Oh, man. Wish that stamina was a bit higher. He's pretty good. Dinner time for you. What are you having for dinner, Bill? And let us know when you come back. Assuming you come back. If you don't come back, have a great night. If you do come back, let us know what you had for dinner. You circle changes special modifiers, like how they affect the pitcher. You mean, like long term, that those sorts of modifiers. All right, so let's go back up here. What team was it that had that 25-year-old? No, I think he was right here somewhere. Chris Kiger. Yeah, his stamina's not good either. He's a reliever. All right, well, it was just a thought. I was just curious to see if there was anything available. Let's try prospects real quick. Since everybody is offering us 5 players, maybe there's going to be some prospects in here that we might want to take a run at. It's like, I hate the fact that they just offer up reliever after reliever after reliever. Pat Lando. It's a great name. Julio Magana, very, very good defensively. Let's see. Yeah, not much here. I'll try it one more time with just batters and see if that changes anything. He's okay. Jeremy Bird. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Schedule. Final game at Cincinnati. Circle change has no modifier for velocity, so some pitchers get better with more velocity, but the circle change is irrelevant to velocity, so some people consider it a superior pitch. So if you have a pitcher who's got a really good circle change, his velocity won't matter. Is that what you mean? We went 5-0. Denny picks up his 10th win, goes to 10-2. Christian Robinson has been really, really good since we picked him up. 7 for 21, a home run, 4 RBIs. He's working himself into some playing time here. Fisher hits his 29th. We get another day off. Followed by 3 versus the Mets. And I haven't, and I should do this, but I haven't. Give me a second. I'm going to put my YouTube link in here. My channel, how do I do this? God, I'm so unprofessional and I'm so bad at this. That's my YouTube channel right there for those of you who are here but maybe haven't seen me before, or have seen me and haven't followed my YouTube channel. That's my YouTube channel. If you go over there, subscribe or not, it's fine either way. Game 1 against the Mets. It's just a thrilling endorsement of the stuff I put out. So we went 12-0, back-to-back shutouts. 5 RBIs for Jones. Rules at 386. Bowser's only hitting .213 with us, but defensively he's been good at third. Sorensen gets the start. God, he's been so good. How do I do this? I don't want to give him that. I mean, that's just a stupid amount of money. How do I re-sign a 29-year-old starting pitcher for $289 million? You just can't do it. I mean, we have the money to do it, but we shouldn't do it, is what I'm getting at. Yeah, he's on pace for 9.5 WAR. We have to bring him back. We absolutely have to bring him back. So we'll keep it on the back burner and just see if we can get a deal down there. Oh, that's a rough game. 16-11. 4 RBIs from Acosta. 3 hits for Rule. Rocker doesn't make it out of 1. The entire bullpen is trash. Yuck. That's just a yuck game. Oh, God. All right, game 3 against the Mets. We win 8-7, so we win 2 out of 3. And that is, 8 out of 9? 3, 6, 7, yeah, 8 out of 9. Trade him. Gamer's life. I don't know that I can trade him. We just traded for him this offseason. We gave up a ton to get him, too. So I don't know that we can just turn around and trade him this year. We pick up the win here. Doval's been okay. I mean, he's only pitched 3 games, but hasn't given up any runs yet. Fisher hits his 30th. Yeah, we just we traded for him this past offseason. Gave up one of our old school pitchers and a bunch of prospects. So I don't know that I'm prepared to give him up just yet. But it may end up coming to that. We may, well, I guess we won't be able. We've got 10 days to trade him if we wanted to. So 17 game lead. I would say this division is pretty good hands right now. Send Hawes down. We win 2-1. Rule has 3 hits. Acosta with 2. Denny goes 5. Bullpen is very, very good. Final game at St. Louis. You wouldn't re-sign Wozniak, but you'll re-sign Sorensen. Well, Wozniak was an aging first baseman who can't play first base. And he was 31, not 29. So there's a big difference. And I'm not saying I will sign Sorensen, especially not for $35 or $36 million, but it's something we're going to discuss. And don't forget, I tried to re-sign Wozniak, but I couldn't get him to agree to a contract. We win 10-1. Rule is up to 399. Fisher has 3 hits, 2 RBIs. Acosta 3 hits, 2 RBIs. Bowser 2 hits, 2 RBIs. Baker picks it. Is that his first game with us? Goes 6 2/3. So that's a good start there. Anything going on? Wozniak was right. He was afraid of the mountains. So we decided to go north of the border to Toronto, where there are no mountains. How's he doing, by the way? Let's look up our old friend Sam Wozniak. .291, .413, .608, on pace for 6.7 WAR. Another 50 home run season on the horizon for Wozniak. I mean, he could retire today and probably be a Hall of Famer with the numbers he's put up, but figure he's got another couple years left anyway. And we got him for almost nothing. Almost nothing. Final game of the series at St. Louis. We lose. Last time we played the Cubs, we got swept, so hopefully we can return the favor here in Colorado. We win 9-3. Romo, 2 hits, 3 RBIs. Rocker gets the win after just a terrible outing his last time out. Lito hits his 21st. Lito, 21 home runs, 39 runs knocked in. That's quite a ratio out of our leadoff hitter. The OPS plus, man. Just getting worse and worse and worse and worse. I mean, I'd probably re-sign Romo for 1.4 next year, so we'll cross that bridge at the end of the season, but have him as a backup and a defensive backup for what's his name? Our other catcher, Callahan, the 24-year-old. Have Callahan as the starter and Romo backing him up. I would be okay with that. All right, let's get through the Chicago series. We'll take one more look at the trade block and see if any last-minute moves we want to make before we get to August. So we win 7-0, and Powers suffers a setback, so 5 more days. Robinson continues to play well for us, 276. Rule's over 400. Rule is over 400. 404 at the end of July. Romo with another home run. Back-to-back games. Denny, has it back-to-back 8-inning shutout performances? No, he had a 5-inning. So he's given up 3 earned runs. Let's look at his game log here. Going back to June, he's given up 4 earned runs in his last 13 and 14. That's 27 and 8. That's 35. 35 and 13 is 48. So 5 earned runs in his last 49 innings of work. He's been damn good. Damn good. Smith's got his ERA down to under 7. That's where it was a while ago, so that's good. And he had a good July. Denny's was even better, though. Pitching splits, yeah. 6 starts, 4-0 with a .89 ERA. Wow. What are we doing? All right, so we got 3 games left before the trade deadline. We have a 19-game lead in the West. Look at that, 3-team tie in the National League East. I mean, we have the division locked down. We have the top 3 batters in the National League in OPS, top 2 in RBI. Rule leads in hitting. Fisher leads in home runs. Sorensen second in wins, second in strikeouts, leads in WAR. Wow. Okay. I want this guy, though. I want to figure out how to get Platon Papathanasiou on our team. I mean, there's no way this is going to happen, but, like, let's say we did something crazy, like, here, have Jim Denny, and have Manny Aguilar, and, yeah, like, it's obviously not happening. Have Sorensen. Yeah, like, it just couldn't happen. All right. Well, maybe they can't re-sign him and he becomes a free agent at some point. What's his ARB number next year? Only 4.6. That's crazy, crazy good. All right, trade block. Trade block. Crochet's still on there. Don't need a fly ball pitcher who's hurt. Alan Slater's not bad. Make him... I mean, it's auto-renew, but that's more than I want to pay. Valerio... Meh. I don't think we're going to be making another move here. At least not on the pitching side of things. And I don't think offensively there's anything we really need to do to upgrade. We could bring in a 37-year-old Cody Bellinger from the Angels. Stick him in right field for the stretch run. Ooh, exercises his no trade clause. Well, fine. Yeah, we're not gonna make a move. Nobody here. I want to see who's upcoming free agent. So Bellinger, Acosta, Termarr Johnson. He's fragile as well. 33-year-old Juan Soto will be available. Gabriel Arias played a couple of seasons for us back in the day. 2026, 2027. Was pretty good. Has had a decent career. Yeah, I still want to bring Acosta back, but given his injury history, I'm not comfortable with it. Just not comfortable with it. Johnson, he's had an injury history as well. Same age. Acosta's the better defensive shortstop, surprisingly. And Johnson's probably going to want more money. So, all right. Well, we're going to have some decisions as the left side of our infield is up for free agency at the end of the year. What about pitchers? Of course, we know we've got Sorensen. Yeah. So we have the best pitcher and like 2 of the 5 best hitters up for free agency at the end of the year. That sucks. All right, well, let's just keep grinding through here because, we're 19 games up. 7 to 6 and 10. He's a good player, but I don't need another outfielder. And we're kind of at that point in the save, right? We're, 12 seasons in now, and I wouldn't be against bringing in some prospects, but our big league roster is pretty stacked. So, any upgrade would be huge. Yeah, our starters are up to 3rd in ERA. Our bullpen has slipped. I'm hoping Doval and having Satterfield, Doval in there will improve the pen here over the next, the rest of the season. We'll see. Might be time to move on. Move on from the Rockies? I don't want to move on from the Rockies. At this point, this is going to be the team we're going to play through the end of the baseball season. It's too late to move on. We got a month left in the baseball season. When baseball's over, I'm probably going to be switching away from OOTP for a bit, at least on GM games. I don't know what I'm going to be doing from there. I might do FHM when that comes out. The new Draft Day Sports Pro Football is out, and the issues I had with the game appear to have been fixed. And the biggest issues I had with the game were the rating system and the financials. I'm going to GOAT Simulator. No, I'm not going to go to the GOAT Simulator. I might do that Penguin Simulator. Or maybe that's the one I'm thinking of, the GOAT Simulator, where you can just walk around as an animal and you wreak havoc on people and stuff. Or is it a duck? I thought that was a duck. I think that's a duck simulator. Anyway, I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do yet. But once the baseball season's over, we're probably going to go away, at least on this channel, from the Rockies. I'll probably still do it on my channel, but here we'll probably do something else. So let's keep going. We lose 5-2, and the final game of the month is another loss. So we lose 2 in a row. At the end of the month, we are 72-39. We were 20-9 in July after a 13-12 June. player development. Anything of note here? Not really. Romo continues to get worse. Powers continues to get better, even though he's been injured for a while now. We should look at the players we just drafted, see how they're doing. Callahan got worse, and that sucks. Got better defensively, but his bat got worse. Rule is the batter of the month. He's hitting an even 400. Denny is the pitcher of the month. No surprise there. Sergio Adon Rowan, the rookie of the month in the National League. Did all of our prospects sign? They did. So let's go down here really quickly and make sure we have these adjusted to disable AI promotion. How's Hurst doing? Really well. 300, 327, 760. 6 home runs already in 15 games in rookie ball. Given that he's only 18, we'll just leave him in rookie ball. I don't, however, want him in center field. I want him as a left fielder. And we're going to set the game strategy, and we are going to force him into left because he's never going to be good enough defensively to play center. Alvarado, I want at, I think, second. I don't know if the range is quite good enough to play shortstop, but I think at second it's probably okay. Anything we need to do with our minor leagues. So Real has been in high A ball for a second season. I think it's probably time to move him up. Escueda, same deal. Time to call him up. I don't even think we have any prospects in Double A because it's filled with all mid-20s free agents. Darius Black, A ball. We'll call him up. McElfresh. Him up, and Smoker. Time to call him up as well. All right, so let's get into August. So just again, in case you just came in now and this is something you check out on Sunday nights, I won't be streaming next Sunday. I won't be posting. Right now, I have 2 videos set up for next week. I've got another Madden video and another Boston Blazers, my expansion team video, set to go next week. I'm going to have time maybe to do 1 or 2 more videos between Monday and Tuesday, depending on work. And then I'm on the road Wednesday and I'm gone for a week. So, yeah, there won't be much. There won't be much for me to do, or there won't be much that I can do over the next week or so. All right, so what do I want to do here? Powers is back. I almost feel like sending Ramirez down is the answer. Send Ramirez down, put Cabrera at second, call Powers up, bring Ramirez back up at roster expansion. Robinson's been really good for us so far. Putting up almost an 800 OPS, can play all 3 backup outfield positions, and that would allow me to limit Padilla to a pinch hitter role, which is kind of where I want him right now. Pinch hitter role against righties. So I think that's probably the right move, because Cabrera is as good, 65, 37, 51, 55. Yeah, the error is not as good, the range is better, the arm is better, and turn DP is the same. So defensively, he's basically the same as Ramirez. And that allows us to keep Powers up. So I think we're going to do that, surprisingly. This is going to force us to change our lineup up a little bit. Okay, so Cabrera is going to come in and play second. And I can't believe I'm about to bench somebody who's... I can't bench Mike Rule. I mean, he's hitting 400. Wait a second. What were his pitches? Did you see that? How did I not see this? How did I not see that Mike Rule was a two-way player? I mean, he's a starter. Jesus. Okay. All right. Well, let's do that. I don't know if I'm gonna necessarily make him a starter, but we will make him a two-way player. So let's get him out here because we absolutely could use him in the bullpen. Absolutely 100% could use him in the bullpen. So now I can't bench him. He's hitting 400. Yikes. Okay. Shoot. Yeah, we're really hamstrung here. I can't send Padilla, Aguilar, or Cabrera down. All right, so we'll just run like this for a while, and Cabrera will just have to play every day, and we'll just deal with it. And then, yeah, I don't want Robinson starting every second day in left field. I want Powers starting, I don't know, every third day in left field. And then Robinson will be our backup. And Robinson will be the defensive replacement. Yeah, I would love to get Powers back out there, but I don't know how I can bench Rule with how well he's hitting. Goat Simulator was great. Someone made videos impersonating Morgan Freeman and George W. Bush in Goat Simulator. I never played it. I never got into those weirder games. Like, I never played, what was that game called? Cuphead? Was that the game that looked like it was from the cartoons from like the 40s and 50s? Like, I just never got into them. I'm such a, I'm a nerd. I'm a sports simulation RPG nerd. That's just what I play. That's what I like, and it's all I play. Yeah, I wish I could send Aguilar down. He's clearly not ready, but we're a little bit hamstrung right now, so that's fine. We'll keep going. We got a lot of options in the outfield this offseason, though. We lose 8-5. 5-4 win in 10. Jones has a couple hits. Acosta, is that a home run? Yep, hits his 9th. Sorensen goes 6. Satterfield blows the save because he's in the bullpen now, so that means he's going to suck. 3 games at Pittsburgh. 9-7 win. Rule a couple of hits. Jones 2 hits, 3 RBIs. Acosta 3 more hits. Rocker's terrible again. He's 3.5, almost 3.5 WAR already, and his ERA plus is 97. I guess he hasn't been that bad, but slightly below average. 3 out of 4 to start this month, and we win again. Jones 3 hits. Fisher's up to 300 on the year. Briones 3 for 3, 2 RBIs. Baker pitches well again. Newton blows another save, his 7th blown save of the year, but Baker's had 2 good starts and 1 bad one. 6 2/3, 1 run, 6 innings, 1 run, and then 3 and 4. So he's been all right, and so far no fights breaking out in the locker room with him. Another win. Danny Gonzalez gets the win this time. Bowser 4 for 5. What would he want to come back? More than I want to pay him. Romo 2 hits, hitting 237. It's his highest batting average in 3 years. Yeah, his highest batting average since 2029. His OPS plus is the highest it's been since 2029. Rules at 398. Gonzalez only his 6th win of the year. All right, let's keep going. 3 at San Francisco. There's a loss. 5-2 this month. 5-3 this month. Yeah, 1-0 victory. Who got the start in this one? Kumar Rocker gets the start, drives in the only run of the game, and wins 1-0. Picks up his 10th win. 3 hits, 9 strikeouts. Satterfield comes on, gets the save. How's he doing as a reliever? Good. 14 innings, 22 strikeouts, 2 walks. Yeah, he's been real good as a reliever. 3 games at Washington, or at home against Washington. Ooh, we've lost 3 out of 4. And there we bounce back with an 8-6 victory. Rule goes 2 for 2. Bowser 2 more hits. Cabrera plays shortstop in this one. It's a couple of RBIs. Satterfield blows the save because of course he does. But he improves to 6-1. He's going to get more wins as a stopper than he was as a starter. Ooh, that's a rough stretch. 2-4 this week. Game 1 at Milwaukee. Another loss. 2-5 in our last 7. Romo's up to 278. Rule's up to 404. We should probably get this taken care of before he starts to ask for more money. Sure. Let's sign him. I'll make the manager or the owner happy. Jones is up to 90 RBIs. The powers disappeared a bit this year compared to last year, but he's bounced back, I think, after a difficult start. Yeah, I mean, he hit 186 in May, but last 3 weeks, the Rams just scored a touchdown, but there's a flag. I don't know who it's on, but yeah, he's been good the last 3 months, so no complaints there. Rocker gets another win. And Doval's pitched really well since coming over. 9 2/3. He's 3-0, 12 strikeouts. Usually our bullpen acquisitions flame out on us. Game 3 at Milwaukee. Another win, 9-7. Bottom of the order getting it done. Loic Provolone pinch hits, or hits for himself, and gets a 2-run single. Acosta with 3 hits, Bowser with 2 hits, 3 runs scored. Provolone gets the win. Gonzalez hasn't pitched badly. He's on pace for 4 WAR, but only 8 wins. Bit of a strange season there. We'll get to the end of the month. We'll look at the stats. And honestly, I think I'm probably going to call this one a little bit early. We normally go 3 hours, so I'll probably stop at the end of the month after we've looked at stats, as I have to continue to prepare for my upcoming trip this week. 2 hits, 2 RBIs for both Jones and Fisher. Denny picks up his 12th win. He's been so good. Jones homers twice. Game 2 at home against Miami. There's a loss. And a win. And we signed Drew Romo. 2 years, $1.4 million. That's called waiting him out. Last season when he wanted to sign, he wanted like $13 million a year, so we now get him for 3 years at, the minimum this year, and then 1.4 each of the next 2 seasons. He'll be our backup. That works for me. Cabrera 2 for 4. Rule at 398. Did he get hurt? No. Sorensen's 13-7. Fisher hits his 34th. Cabrera's doing okay. 17 doubles, 8 home runs, 794 OPS. Defense is probably bad. And it's like so bad that I don't even want to look at it bad, but that's where we are. At Oklahoma City. So 5-1 in our last 6 now. 2 hits for Lito. Average has slipped under 300. 2 hits, 2 RBIs for Fisher. 2 hits for Acosta. 2 RBIs for Romo. Rocker gets the start. Doesn't pitch well at all, but the bullpen does their job. Fisher's... I wish I could see what his pace was, but when they have him listed as a pitcher as well, it doesn't show it. But I mean, he's got to be on pace for 400 home runs, 400 RBIs, 400 doubles, 400 triples. He's got to be on pace for 400 home runs, 400 RBIs, 400 doubles, 400 triples. He's got to be on pace for 400 home runs, 400 RBIs, 400 doubles, 400 triples. Nearly 50. He isn't playing against lefties, so he's not going to get enough games in. All right, game 2 at OKC. Or OC. It should be OKC, but whatever. 8-7 loss. And the final game of the series against Oklahoma City. 7-1 victory. Jones 3 hits, 4 RBIs. Cabrera 2 hits, 3 runs scored. Denny gets another win. He's 13-2 with a sub-3 ERA. What's his extension look like? Holy crap. Look at that arbitration number next year. Wow. So Sorensen's up. Bowser's up. Acosta's up. Denny's ARB number is going to be on nearly 24 million. Gonzalez is going to be about 7. All right. Oof. Those are going to be some interesting contracts that we're going to be dealing with in the offseason. Big loss to the Braves. Another loss to the Braves. Both of those at home. And we bounce back with a 15-7 win in the final game of that series. Rule 3 for 6. Average just under 400, but he does hit his 23rd home run. He's over 100 RBIs. Jones continues to hit the ball really well. Briones with a monster game. 4 for 5 with 5 RBIs. He has 3 doubles. We give Rocker 15 runs and he can't get the win. What is going on here? Oh, that was him walking to that was in the previous inning, previous half. So the Bears are down 20-7. Sounds about right. Man, I feel bad for Allen Robinson. He's got Justin Fields sitting over there on the bench, and he's got Andy Dalton throwing the ball to him. Anyway. All right, so we have 4 games left this month, and we'll take a look at the stats. We'll take a look at our prospects, and then that'll be that, I think. So game 1, ball sack. That's all I can say about that. That just sucks. All right, so, and I think... Yep, Ferguson's hurt too. So the guy we would call up to play shortstop is now hurt. Okay. This could be a bit of an issue. I think we call up Mike Lemon, 26-year-old we picked up in a trade last season for Raul Estrada. Simply because he can play defense. I'm not concerned about the offense at all, but we need the defense. So we'll get Lemon out there and we'll just bat him 8th. Just bat him 8th. What are we missing? We're missing our second baseman. Okay. Who do we bat second here? Is it just Cabrera? He's not very good against lefties. Just leave him. No, I don't want to go lefty-lefty. That's going to bug me. We'll move Bowser up there. And we'll do something like that. All right, so we win 8-1. So we're going to be against the Rams defense. Maybe they don't want to risk an injury to Field since the Rams... I don't know. I mean, do you really want to protect him like that? I mean, you know, what do you do next week if they're playing, you know, San Francisco? Do you shield him from Bosa? Or, you know, I mean, at some point you need to just throw him out there and say... You know, you're the guy. Because, I mean, everybody knows that ultimately he's the guy. But so far, you know, I don't know why they aren't starting him. I don't get it. I don't get it, but I also don't make the decisions. And I'm not really a Bears fan, so I don't really care. I just have a lot of friends that are Bears fans. Rule 3 more RBIs. Gonzalez strikes out 11 in 7. So that's a good start to that series against a bad Dodgers team. Game 2. Is another win, 5-4. Romo continues to find the fountain of youth, hitting .286 this year now. Hits his 7th home run of the year. Denny gets his 14th win. Can we sweep the Dodgers? let's see. Dalton running for his life. Throws the ball out of bounds. And we lose. So we lose 2 out of 3. This Dodgers team is terrible. 54 and 84. Absolutely terrible. Look how much money they have next year, though. So this is going to be it. I think the Dodgers are back next year. $137 million of available money next year. And they have the number 1 prospect in baseball. And the number 20 prospect in baseball. And the number 25 prospect in baseball. So I think the Dodgers are back starting next year. So it would be wise for us to win our 3rd. Yeah, Bill, he declined really, really quickly for us. Obviously, he'd been with us since the beginning. And you can see he had a couple of really good years. You know, right about here was where things started to go downhill. The 2029 season was his last, what I would consider to be, you know, you could keep him in the lineup because of his defense was so good. But 2030 and 2031 were a mess. And then 2032, he wanted $13 million a year for like 6 years or something. So we just let him walk. But yeah, I mean, he has been our catcher for a decade, basically, and was pretty, I mean, obviously he was great defensively, so we could deal with his bat, but the last 2 years his bat had just been so bad that we just couldn't keep him in the lineup. So, all right, final game of the month is a 3-1 loss. So we finish the month, we lose our last 2, we finish the month 16 and 12. We are 21 games up. The Padres fell off the map too. That's crazy. Tied for the best record in baseball, best record in the National League. Rule and Acosta are 1-2 in hitting. Fisher's number 1 in home runs. Fisher and Rule are 1 and 3 in RBIs. We have 1 and 2 in OPS. Denny is 2nd in wins. Sorensen is 2nd in strikeouts. We have 1-2 in WAR. So we got a lot of good things happening this year for the Rockies. Sorensen 13 and 8. Again, would love to bring him back. As demands look like they came down a little, so maybe that's something we can work with in the next episode. I don't want to spend a lot of time fiddling with that, but right now when it comes to free agents to be, Sorensen, Acosta, Bowser, in that order. That's the order in which I want to bring these guys back. Although, you know, if the only thing I'm concerned about is infield defense, Lemon is fine. This will be an opportunity to see if he can hit this year. But if he can hit 230, 240 and play good defense, that's fine. But I mean, if Acosta keeps getting hurt, I can't sign him to a, $100 million contract. So right now it's Sorensen, Acosta, Bowser. I may end up looking at bringing Bowser back next year. I mean, if he hits like this in Colorado, he's fine. I mean, an 86 OPS plus, 763 OPS. Will steal a few bases, can play some defense. So we've got some options. Maybe we can get Denny at a little bit cheaper cost. So we can sort it out. We have plenty of money, but yeah. So Sorensen looks good. 237 strikeouts already. His FIP is just nuts. Denny's having another great year. One of our very first draft picks back in 2024. 87 and 37 in his time with the Rockies. Rocker's first year has been okay. Slightly below average with the 99 ERA plus, but the FIP is fine. Good WAR, striking out a ton of batters. Really, the biggest issue is his walks. He's walking nearly 4 per 9. I mean, I'm okay with that opponent batting average. Gonzalez has been fine as, our number 4 effectively. He's at almost 200 strikeouts. Satterfield has been okay in that stopper role. Sullivan's had a really good year. Edwards, who I think we got off waivers. Yeah, we got him off waivers at the beginning of the year. He's been one of our most reliable pitchers, one of our most reliable bullpen arms. Miles hasn't been good. Provolone hasn't been good. Newton hasn't been good. Baker has been meh since we picked him up. But he's our number 5. Carter Smith has had another bat. Yeah, our bullpen's just not good. And it hasn't been good for years and years and years. Doval's got a 5.4 ERA. Yeah, our bullpen's just awful. It's a good thing our starting pitching is so good because our bullpen's just a train wreck. I mean, I can't start Provolone. Provolone can't be my closer. He's so bad. But there are no other options. I mean, let's give Edwards a shot, because he hasn't had the opportunity yet. And we'll just see how that goes. Offensively, no issues offensively. Rule 5.5 WAR already, 24 home runs, hitting close to 300. He's got 51 doubles already. So it's got to put him on a pace for mid-60s. Lito having another good year for us. Again, that WAR is right in line with where it's been. He's been uber consistent for us. Anywhere between 4 and 5 WAR, and then he peaked last year at 6.2. His contract's up next season, I believe. Yeah, next season's his last year. He'll be 30. So that could be the end of Luke Lito with us in Colorado. I mean, we could run with an outfield of Rule, Jones, and Powers, and I would be totally fine with that. So we'll see how next year goes. Fisher's had a great year, stepping in for Wesniak. Just, across the board, he's been great. All of his offensive categories are at career highs at this point. So, and since he was a first-round draft pick, that makes me happy. It's nice to see your draft picks come in and develop. Drew Jones was a number 1 pick for us in our number 2 draft. Drew Jones was the top overall pick, and he's been good. He's on pace for 3 WAR. I mean, it's a down season compared to last year, but, I expect him to put up 146 RBIs every year. That's just not going to – it's not realistic. Andy Powers has been good. He's not very good defensively, and Rule is out hitting him, so Powers will continue to start on the bench. Robinson, I just didn't want to move. He, the hitting has suffered a little bit, but he's the best defensive outfielder we have, and that's important, so I want to keep him on the big league roster. We talked about Bowser. He's hit okay since coming over. We've talked about Romo. Cabrera's hitting pretty well. Again, that OPS plus is almost at 100. Padilla has been fine, with what we need him to do, 800 OPS. I don't know if he's ever going to hit enough I don't know if he's going to field well enough to be a full-time outfielder, but, next year we can send him to the minors or we can use him as a trade piece or whatever. Briones has been fine as a backup catcher. Lemon is 0 for 11 so far, and Aguilar isn't ready. But, again, I can't send him down yet because he's a Rule 5 guy, so we'll see how the rest of the season goes. Prospects. Moncada still in the international complex. Not for much longer. Looks to be a pretty decent bat. I don't know if he's ever going to field enough, but looks to be a decent bat. Cabrera. McElfresh was our number 1 pick, 2 years ago? In 2030, so yeah, 2 years ago. Still has a ways to go. But, high leader, loyalty, work ethic. I mean, hopefully he works out. Real, we called up to Double-A. How's he done in Double-A? Really well in Double-A. I need that control to improve. The changeup to get a little better, but he could be a starter down the road. He's only 21. Darius Black was our number 1 pick in last year. And I don't like picking first baseman with our top pick, but weren't a lot of options at 27 last year, so that's where we went. Aguilar, Padilla, Escudiero looks to be like he could be pretty good. Probably a corner outfielder, given the range, but he shouldn't be in rookie ball anymore. He shouldn't be in rookie ball at all at this point. Let's send him to high A, and we'll disable promotion. Yeah, I mean, he's come along nicely. Pretty steady across the board. I don't know that he's going to be a superstar, but he looks okay. Smoker was like a 10th round pick, and he looks all right as well. Hitting pretty well in high A ball. So yeah, that's I think really about it, guys. I think we're gonna cut this one a little bit short here. So my next episode, whenever that happens to be, will be the end of the regular season and the start of the postseason. So we're well on our way here in year 12. We are looking for back-to-back-to-back World Series championships. We had 4 straight 100-win seasons, and we only won 1 World Series out of those 4 years, but we've won the last 2, 91 and 71 in 2030, and then 96 and 66 last year. We haven't won the World Series and the division in the same year, and that's something I'd like to change. All 3 World Series wins were done as the wild card, so I'd like to win the division and win the World Series. We'll see if that happens. But yeah, that's about it, guys. I don't really know how to end these things other than saying thanks for coming and hanging out with me tonight. I appreciate it. Bill Dozer, I hope you were able to focus on the game and focus on this, and I hope you had a good dinner. Yeah, so I guess that's it. I appreciate it, guys. Rockies and wild cards is the way. Yeah, but we're 20 games up now, so I don't know that we really have that decision. We don't know if that decision's in our hands at this point. So I think this year is division or bust. So appreciate it, guys. I'll talk to everybody soon. Have a great rest of your night, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.